So let me tell you a funny story. It was springtime and I went down the beach and there was all these horseshoe crabs. And they're all one on top of another, right? They're all mating. But I'm like a little kid. I didn't know they're mating, right? I didn't know what's going on. Nobody told me anything about horseshoe crabs. Nobody told me that spring is their mating time. Nobody told me anything, right? So I'm this like little peace, love, and happiness child. I think they're fighting. So I'm going down, I'm separating all the horseshoe crabs, right? I'm separating them because I think they're all fighting. I'm like, go live in peace, go live in peace, right? And so I always joke around that if there's one reason why Barnegat Bay doesn't have a huge horseshoe crab population, it's because of me back in the 1970s separating all the horseshoe crabs, right? Because I just thought they were fighting. There was no environmental education when I was growing up. And it's better now, but it's not like it should be. This, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know how much you put in.
Hi.
Into the bottle.
Just oh hey.
Hey, there
Yeah,
you
this is
are.
the place. So I was
Hello.
wondering where you guys were.
Hi. So I don't see Robin. You wanna be a recorder tonight for the monitoring data? So here's Dex. So let's record all the data. And you got waiters, Jake's got waiters. Growing up, I didn't see any environmental educators as transgender people. There was nobody that I looked up to who was transgender. So I've always tried to find a way, a path, since I was, I don't know, 7, 8, somewhere around there. I've always tried to find myself and be myself.
Got any questions, Mike, just, feel free to ask away.
Growing up in Love Ladies and Lumchon was fabulous. It was just a really lovely time. We would enjoy the ocean and have a nice family day at the beach.
Let's go by the pier first, guys. Guys, I'm asking Mike to write down some of the things on the beach. We always like to record things on the beach. So these are to put your hands wet. Make sure your hands are wet when you handle fish, because the fish have a slime layer. We want to keep that slime layer on the fish. When we go out, we're going to stay still and let the fish come back into us.
But I will tell you that as I got older, I got into my teens, and I didn't really like the Jersey Shore anymore. And so I wanted to move to the mountains. And so when I got out of college, the first thing I did was I moved to Vermont. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do with myself, so I came back. And when I came back, I sort of struggled and worked around different jobs and different industries, and I never really could find myself. And then at this point in time, I decided to go back and get a master's degree in environmental science.
All right, ready? Let's go.
Once I started learning more about the ecology of the Jersey Shore, or just estuaries and the ocean in general, that's when it all started to click and come together. The reason we started Safe Coastal Wildlife is because there was really no or very few nonprofits specifically focused on coastal wildlife issues, right? Everybody seemed focused on chemistry, on water quality, which is really important, but there was nobody focused on biology, on biodiversity. And how do they all sort of come together and live together, and all the interactions, all the ecology that exists along the Jersey Shore.
Boy or girl? Boy or girl?
Boy.
Boy, nice.
So why? Okay, spear, you had 5.
Yep.
2 sea squirts.
Yep. Like this guy right over here is a herring. And so herring are getting to be rare around these areas. Water pollution and overfishing is really taking their toll. But this guy's got, I want to get a picture of him.
It took me a while really to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and just how beautiful and fragile and amazing, and all this life just depends on certain things. And when these things change, that life can just easily disappear like the snap of a finger.
Oh well. He's the lucky one. He's like, yeah! Single male. Okay, so there's a cluster of 3 here. So cluster. And then I thought I saw something. Oh, there he is. Single male.
Is it male? Yes, male. Sorry.
I got swimming pair.
Swimming pair.
We always talk about horseshoe crabs at Safe Coast Wildlife. It's our characteristic species. It's really the species that defines us. It's the species that got us started in doing everything we're doing. Here around St. Hope Bay and Raritan Bay, there is horseshoe crabs all over on the beach. And not just during the nighttime, but you can go out during the daytime and see horseshoe crabs. Those days are gone. I think it's been 15 years of data now that we've collected on horseshoe crabs just around St. Hope Bay and Raritan Bay. You know, overall the population goes up, and when it does go up, it goes up a lot, but then when it crashes, it really crashes. But the problem is the population never goes back up to where it used to be. Horseshoe crabs are just this amazing, magical species. It's almost like, you know, unicorns and dragons. I mean, you don't really believe they exist. Horseshoe crabs have been around at least 450 million years. They perfected a way to survive. It took us a while to figure it out, but after collecting data and talking to people, it was the fact that people were taking horseshoe crabs for bait, to get eels and whelks that then are sold on the international market, and then also for the biomedical industry, that they're taking horseshoe crabs out of here, out of New York Harbor. I mean, they've had meteors hit them. They've had, you know, ice ages. They've gone through natural global warming, you know, when volcanoes are spewing out heat and gas all over the place, right? And yet the one thing they haven't perfected is living with people.
Oh, see, he's missing a claw. He's missing 2 claws. So
You know, growing up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, there was just so much sexism and racism and bigotry and, you know, so much awful meanness.
At that point in time in my life, I could never truly be myself. You know, I would just get beat up, or I get thrown at me, or, you know, I would just, you know, horrible things.
And so it was always in the shadows, right? So I would do it for some friends. We'd go to Asbury Park or, you know, things like that. So it was more of like a weekend thing, or, you know, maybe a monthly thing or something. And that was okay, but it just, you know, it was really hard Monday morning, you know, trying to fool people and not be myself. I would pray that, you know, I would see a path to become myself, that I would, you know, somehow, some way, you know, find a way to become myself all the time.
always had these dreams. I would dream I was a girl. I wish I transitioned earlier in my life. Now, I really was going to wait until I retire, like 68 or something, and do it, but I'm like, I can't wait that long. I got to do this now. I got to be me now. And so much of it also too is that I'd lost my mom and my sister as well too. I don't know if they were around. I don't know if I'd be doing this. I really was living for them, and so when they were gone, you know, what am I living for? I'm living for to pay taxes. I'm living to, what am I living for? Life is so short. Why am I fooling around? Why am I not being me? Why am I wearing a mask? I would, try to be myself many, many times. And there was friends that supported me, but society never did. It was always coastal wildlife, seeing these animals and experiencing these things, these magical moments of seeing a dolphin swim along the Jersey Shore, seeing a seal looking straight at you. Just magical moments that, no matter how depressing it was in my life, it was always just, experiencing coastal wildlife that made me happy and kept me going.
So we have a, where are you guys from?
North Jersey, correlation link. So we're just trying to get some more data on
Did
that.
you guys get a sticker as well? Thank you. How you guys feeling?
This is so cool. So I want to be a marine biologist. So I'm very interested.
We try to be accepting to everybody. I don't care, who you are. I don't care what you wear. I don't care any of that stuff, right? I just care about what you believe, what you think. There's no way we're really going to solve all our environmental problems until we can solve our human rights problems. And only really then can we really truly focus on saving the environment and saving wildlife.
So cute. It's like you did one of these. You went. He's like, I guess I'll do a stretch.
I just followed Jenna. I don't have to be the smartest in the room, but keep the smartest people around you, follow them and stuff like that. And she's just one of those people.
For Fort Hancock, way back in the day.
I appreciate people who have that focus, on whatever it is that they're fanatical about, because it can change some minds. And, if you can choose to live a life where you're, super fanatical about something and you can function, thank you.
You see that sandbar that's coming out?
Jenna's been one of my biggest mentors to me. Science is very serious with papers and whatnot, but with Jenna, she makes it fun, she makes it approachable, she makes it easy to digest.
Save Coastal Wildlife isn't about just one person. It's certainly not about me. It's about all the people, all the volunteers, all the wonderful people that come from all over just to help us with our community science or citizen science activities.
I started volunteering about 9 years ago. I've just always wanted to be a marine scientist. I've always wanted to do stuff like this. So when I first found the opportunity to be able to do this with Save Coastal Wildlife, I've just started like doing it ever since. I was able to kind of learn what I like doing the most and how to run these types of projects, all the important information, and seeing how many people come together to make them happen. So I feel like that's prepared me a lot.
Single male.
Now I'm just so much happier. Even the bad days, I'm always Jenna.
You know, we've made a lot of strides, I think, on the horseshoe crab front.
Single male, Jacqueline.
We're just so close to getting them to use synthetic blood instead of horseshoe crab blood for testing pharmaceuticals. There's a lot more laws on the books since we started. We're getting ready to propose having them made an endangered species and get them on the endangered species list.
I've never felt this happy and this excited, and just so excited to wake up every morning and be me. I've never really experienced that, at least for a very long time in my life. And that's, I think, one reason why I got involved in the environmental movement, because these animals gave me so much joy during my darkest periods, my darkest times. I felt like I had to do something to save them.
You know, we try and do things where people actually get hands-on, and that's really, to me, what changes minds and changes viewpoints. I mean, you know, we can talk about, you know, laws, you know, changing laws and things like that, but it's the people who change the laws. So it has to start with making those deep connections for people to why wildlife is so important to having a life, you know, and to enjoying life for everybody.
My connection to nature through Save Coastal Wildlife has only deepened. Right? As you learn more, as you're interacting more, you only appreciate the coastal environment more, and you start to see the interactions more clearly. Best wildlife experience I've ever had in my life. We're just walking along the beach, and all of a sudden I see this or I see that. We shouldn't take it for granted, because it's not always going to be here. I mean, the experiences we see now are dwindling. Those magical moments is what makes the Jersey Shore so special, so unique, and something worthy to celebrate and protect. I mean, really the end goal is to try to bring back the biodiversity that existed here a long time ago, and educate people to live with Mother Nature. It's part of my belief system that these animals have just an intrinsic right to live, to be happy, to enjoy their life as much as I enjoy my life, to live each day to the fullest. You know, there's this hierarchical system where, you know, people are above animals. I don't believe that. I think we all share this planet with all different types of species, and we need to learn to live together.